I've found that working with plants is a very interesting way to engage people with a building. For example, instead of knocking down a building and starting again, by putting an ornamented facade on it, people will start to notice it. And I think that even if it's on a private facade, when it goes into that realm, it becomes kind of for everybody. Generally, the forms that I create have some sort of root that I'm referencing, informed by a photograph or a landscape or a particular anatomy of a plant, but usually the meaning is only known to me. It's never usually obvious. I like having that smooth background because on top of that, I will then sculpt plants. I really love it when two plants entwine together. I think there's something very, very special about that connection. And that is something which I try to put across within my work. The project is looking back towards the Tamar Valley in Cornwall, which is a place where I grew up. To me, it was always this wonderful natural environment, but now looking back on it with adult eyes, I realise that it is actually a post-industrial landscape that has been reclaimed by this really, really greedy nature. And all the plants that have recolonised, they are mostly native. They've got a lot of subtropical species mixed in with them. And because of this combination, we're ending up with a lot of dry vegetation, which is perfect fuel for wildfire. In 2023, just during the summer, Cornwall experienced 614 wildfires. Quite a few of these involved over 100 firefighters. There was one which had a kilometre front, so it was burning very quickly. And our native plant communities, they're not able to respond to wildfire very well. And with the sort of ornamental gardens around and the market gardens around, it's very easy for invasive species to escape into the surrounding environment. So the plant communities that regrow won't be the same as what we've got now. My piece is an installation that explores these two conditions. The present condition, it's like a gateway, you can walk through it, and the other side displays the future. So it could be quite subtle, but if you know what you're looking for, you'll know. Yeah, you'll see it. Because I'm often working with seasonal plants, I think I tend to get the memory of the time in which I created it. I made a piece recently for a lady who's suffering from a chronic illness, and we went out and collect plants in her garden to freeze this very, very particular moment in time. That particular day, that particular hour, that particular sort of moment in the season, so she could have a fireplace. And we were sort of creating this archive of her garden in a clay form for her. And I thought that felt very, very special. And I think for her, when she looks at it, she gets a memory of that moment in her life, that point in the year. And I think that's often what I feel when I look at my work.